There's a lot of things you can count on when you come to the end of the year. One of them is lists, best of lists, favorites lists, and I do them too. In fact, throughout the month of January at aarondicer.com, I will be listing my favorite TV shows and movies of the past year, as well as updating my favorites of all time lists that I update each year. But I wanted to, on video, do something a little bit different, what I call a have you not seen list, which is my list of stuff that may have flown under your radar, stuff that if you haven't seen or heard of, I'd encourage you to seek and check out. We'll start with TV today. Here are 5 have you not seen TV shows. Number 1, Penn and Teller Fool Us. Now, it doesn't surprise me if you haven't seen this. I think it pretty much only aired in England. You'll have to do some looking and hunting for this one online. But if you find it, you will be rewarded with just an ingenious concept of a TV show. First of all, I love Penn and Teller. They do great stuff. But this TV show is great because basically they watch other magicians, Penn and Teller are magicians, and then if they can't figure out how the trick is done, which is what all of us do when we watch magic, right? If they can't figure out how it's done, that person wins a big prize. I think they get to perform on their show and they win some money as well and a trip over to Las Vegas and all this kind of stuff. And so the whole show is basically Penn and Teller trying to figure out how magic tricks are done. And it's glorious. It's wonderful. It's right up my alley and I love it. Secondly, I would mention the Glee Project. Now, you've probably heard of Glee, but you may not know there's actually a reality show this past year that fed into Glee some characters. It was kind of a tryout show, and they cast it so well, and it was so much fun. I enjoyed the Glee Project. I enjoyed the Glee reality show more than I enjoy Glee, if that makes any sense. So that's one you might want to check out if you haven't heard of it. Also, I would mention Last Man Standing, and I may get some flack for this, but Tim Allen is where he belongs when he's on a sitcom, and I know it's pretty much just Home Improvement, but I liked Home Improvement, and it's kind of nice for me to see Home Improvement, except this time it's daughters instead of sons, and instead of whoever the wife was on Home Improvement, it's, I think, is it Nancy Travis who's doing it on this new one? Oh, whatever the case may be, it just works. And I really did not think it was going to, but I find myself thoroughly amused at Mr. Tim Allen. Number 4, I would mention a show called The Killing. I think it was on AMC, and it was kind of a murder mystery show, except instead of one episode of, like CSI where you try to find the killer, it was an entire season. And I don't want to give too much away. I was disappointed in the finale, not because of how they answered, not because of how the question was, not because of what the answer to the question was, but because of how they answered the question. Question mark? And if that made no sense to you, then go see the show, because, that's the only way that I can explain it without doing spoilers. So The Killing is one you might want to check out. And finally, from the BBC, and one of the brains behind Doctor Who, is a show called Sherlock, and it is phenomenal. Search it out on Netflix or wherever you can find it. It is so good, and it really makes the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies, one of which just came out, pale in comparison. It is intellectual and fun, and it brings the Sherlock Holmes into the modern age, which I didn't think was possible without kind of ruining it, but somehow it manages to do it. And Martin Freeman plays Watson in this version. If you don't know that name, he will be Bilbo Baggins in the new Hobbit movie. He's been in several other things as well. He's one of my favorite British actors, so I would definitely recommend, if you have not seen those 5 shows, especially Sherlock, take some time and find them soon, because I believe you'll be rewarded.